And welcome to the New Age Geek channel. If you're new here, we'll build an inclusive space for people of all walks of life through the power of friendship, magic, and tabletop role-playing games. Tonight we have Investigation Check, our regular irregular show where we dive into the lives of the geeky creators you want to know about. For tonight's episode, we have TTRPG performer, storyteller, local spooky diversity advocate, and possibly a friendly ghost, Casper D&B Ghost. How you doing, Casper? Thank you for coming on.
Hello, friends. Hi, how are you? I'm doing all right today.
Good. That's great. I'm glad to hear it. Where can people find you? What are you doing?
So you can find me everywhere at Casper Danby Ghost. That is Casper DANB Ghost. Or on Instagram, you can also find me at Casper Haunts or at Casper_Haunts.
Okay.
So yeah. What am I doing?
Yeah.
I haunt the internet on different channels playing different games. Currently I am trying to remember what I'm doing. I'm doing a Trophy Gold campaign on Hive Shell Collective. Um, and I have a session 0 later tonight for Starcrawl for a game that's about to come out soonish. So that's gonna be fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll get into it. I want to learn about these things. Okay. So are you ready to start tonight's interview?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Let's go.
I want you to take me back in time, paint me a word picture. Let's go. I'm using my psychic powers here. 6 pound, 4 ounce Casper, fresh out of the womb. What is
Uh,
what is your first kind of like introduction into geekdom? Is it a show? Is it a book? Is it a movie? What is it?
from what I remember, it was my dad showing me Star Wars: A New Hope on VHS.
Nice.
And my mom watching Star Trek with me, Star Trek Voyager, after school. Or like as I got prepared for school, something about school.
Okay.
So I was on both sides of that fence. Uh I didn't really understand what fandom and stuff was. I know I watched Charmed with my mom, Digimon before I had to go to the bus.
Nice.
Toonami gave me Dragon Ball Z with my cousins, so we could bond on that. Um, Thundercats, which my brother and I really got into. Uh, I'm speed running through my life right now
Slow
on
down. No,
TV shows that I
bring me to
remember.
wait,
Uh,
hold on. Slow the phone. Slow the roll. Is it Thundercats like original Thundercats or new
yeah,
Thundercats? Fuck
original
yes.
Thundercats. Yeah, yeah. And then I was really big into animation, so I was like Land Before Time and a bunch of Disney, um, like Beauty and the Beast and all of the princesses, but mostly Beauty and the Beast.
Uh-huh.
And then yeah, like Nightmare Before Christmas because I got into stop motion
Uh-huh.
and I wanted to learn how to animate, and then I realized very quickly that I do not have the patience for animation, not even a little bit. And then I started writing my own stuff, and like diving into fantasy that way. I didn't get into like tabletop games or anything like that until a whole like a I was a whole adult. Um yeah.
Okay.
So my I found like then I got into fandom with like the biggest fandom I was in, and that one like I actually moved to a new country, to a new city all by myself to try and work on this project was Carmilla during the pandemic. It was a lesbian, a very tiny Canadian web series that was just a glorified ad for Tampax. Look it up on YouTube.
Okay.
But from Carmilla, I got into Winona Earp, and a bunch of Canadian shows like Gloss Girl and stuff like that. And then I was like, okay, well, now I'm in Canada. What am I gonna do? Um, and none of those shows, like as I got to Canada, all of those shows were wrapping up and got canceled, or like
Okay.
wrapping up and being done. And I was like, oh, well, I'm here now, so let me see what I can do. Um, then I went to film school, and then pandemic hit, kind of messed up my timing, and then I moved back here to Georgia. And I now, well, in Toronto, I was doing a bunch of conventions and stuff to, network and meet people and stuff like that. But when I got down here, I did it to find friends.
Okay.
I needed like-minded individuals, and then with me getting bigger in tabletop, or like haunting more channels in tabletop and making a lot more friends over the internet, um, I going to conventions to actually see my friends in real life, like PAX U, and I was like, okay, and it's a game convention, so let's go.
Win-win.
And yeah, and then Gen Con, I was like, I went to my very first Gen Con last year, and I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
yo, I went from 0 to 60. That was a lot.
that is a
Um,
lot.
I
Yes.
thought Dragon Con was bad, but Dragon Con's more of a cosplayers convention, I
Okay.
like to think. Um, Instead of a gamers convention. I still have fun. Um, but yeah, it was local, so I volunteered. So I was like, yeah, this is how I'm gonna make friends.
Yeah.
And it's worked well for me so far.
Okay. So you've just speed run our entire conversation. So I'm going to take us back.
Yeah.
We're going to
I did an overview, and now you can
good.
pick
Now we're
and
going to
choose
dive
where
in.
you
Now we're
want
going
to
to
go.
dive in.
Yeah.
So talking, you said your first kind of experiences were with Star Wars and Star Trek, because these were what was introduced to you. Was there one of them that you were more drawn to between those two?
I am going to say
Mm-hmm.
that I'm gonna do a one-for-one comparison.
Okay.
It was Star Trek Voyager versus Star Wars A New Hope VHS before they remastered it.
So before
So I'm
special edition.
Yeah, before the special
Wow.
edition. It was old school. Back when you still like, yeah, they had the blue around the dudes and everything. So I gravitated towards Voyager
Okay.
because Captain Janeway is always a fucking badass. I love that woman. Um and then yeah, like for me, I loved it because it became a comparison of like Princess Leia or um Janeway,
Uh-huh.
and like Seven of Nine, and just the whole crew of just being badass. There's also like native representation, which like would mean more to me a lot later in life
Right.
than starting out. Because at that time I was like, oh, that's a woman captain. I like her. As opposed to, yeah, Princess Leia is a badass and does carry the movie. And because Luke is, I will say this with my whole chest, Luke is annoying as hell. He come for me if you want to, I don't care. He that first movie, he is so annoying, and it's
Yeah.
like, dude, stop whining, just ooh. Anyway, um, but yeah, so like with that in mind, I was like, okay, Leia, you're awesome, just not enough to outweigh the main character. So we're gonna
Okay.
go Star Trek.
So is it because, do you think the way Star Trek is told, and and there's all these different characters, and you get backstories for most of them,
Yeah.
do you think that is kind of like played a lot into the way you create characters for D&D? Like, do you see yourself like finding a role and like molding this character to be a part of this experience?
Yeah. I like to play a little chaos gremlin at
Hmm.
any and all opportunities, but I also love being able to facilitate backstory.
Hmm.
So yeah, I will be a chaos gremlin, but it's not going to be without purpose.
Right, right.
Um,
There'll be something there as to
and
why.
yeah, and I do love the ensemble nature of Star Trek just in general.
Uh-huh.
It's not just about this one family fucking up the universe. It is about this crew and how they become family, especially in Voyager, where they literally have just themselves,
Hmm.
just the people on the ship, and um you have to either trust that and trust that your captain's going to get you home back to where you come from, and you guys are going to make it. And your options are either trust the captain or do it yourself, and there is no way you're making it home on your own in a little buoy. So it's like you got to stay on the ship
Yeah.
or just make a life for yourself in this new sector. um or the Delta Quadrant. But yeah, like I do like ensemble. I do like the ensemble storytelling, and facilitating other people's backstory, because most of the time I don't come up with a lot of my own. I will take whatever DM or storyteller gives me, and I'll be like, yeah, I can tie this in, or roll a random character and be like, yeah, we'll make it make sense. I was a pirate for a whole hot second. That's why I can sneak really good.
Uh-huh.
But I was a very bad pilot or pirate, so that's why I can't charisma. Everybody else did the talking. I just got the stuff. Like I'll make it work. But yeah, I like fitting in whatever little hole that needs to fit within the party. Most of the time, I'm just like big hit or the himbo. Like I'm a
Okay.
fighter guy.
Okay. All right. Do you think you wanting to be like the big hit fighter guy, do you find that you're drawing a lot of inspiration from like Dragon Ball Z or Thundercats, or do you think is that where you think that kind of personality trait might come from?
Maybe because like now that you mention it, because like one of my favorite characters, because Goku is also annoying, is I have beef against like main characters. Lino, like just zip it. But I love Panthro because he's just like the mech guy. He's this big muscle head, but he's also the smart one who's like,
Uh,
yeah, let me just tinker around and build a tank. Um,
as you
and
do.
then I love, yeah, as you do. Let me bench press a child and like also build a tank. It's cool. It's like what you do during the day.
He needed the
But yeah,
tank to bench press. That's why he built it.
yes. But I also love Piccolo, who is more of a dad to Gohan than
Hmm.
like Goku is. They're I again saying it with my chest. It's not a hot take. It's the
No.
truth. Um, so like I like protector characters, and I
Okay.
like playing the one who's big enough to like take the heavy hits.
Hmm.
Like y'all can make the plan. I'll be the wall of meat if you
Right.
need me to.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
You
like
make the
that
plan.
special skill
I'm here.
like
I will support the plan.
yeah. Yeah, I am fully support in that I will be the brawn or the muscle. Do not ask me to be brain. I don't want to play brain.
What is about that kind of storytelling where you are do you think that's kind of connecting to you wanting to facilitate telling stories across the whole spectrum of the characters that you're playing with, that you are kind of almost giving up a little bit of agency with your character, not so much in that you're letting other people decide what to do, but you're like, I'm going to support you no matter what, as a character and as a player.
I feel that with uh the way that I like telling stories,
Hmm.
that I don't mind being the backseat. I
Yeah.
don't mind not being the main character. I will very happily be like the best friend or something,
Right.
or the himbo of the group. Like, I do enjoy facilitating other people's or prioritizing. There it is. Prioritizing other people's backstory and stuff, because they put more, not more, but like most of the time, 9 times out of 10, they put more effort into it than I do.
Okay.
I'm would probably be a DM's worst nightmare. Is like, here's my two sentence backstory. Um, everything else is the DM take the wheel.
Yeah.
At least that would be my absolute nightmare, coming from a DM. But like, I like crafting worlds, so when it comes to world building and stuff like that, I'm like, I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm.
And like telling stories, I just like I like telling other people's stories. Um, unless I have something very important that I want to say with this character, and then I give you like my entire,
Yeah.
like, this is my plan, this is where I'm starting out, and this is where hopefully we end on this adventure. But this is the direction that I want to go with this player. And a lot of the times, like, it takes a very specific game to be like, now I'm telling an important story to
Right.
me that I feel needs to be out there.
Okay. When, because you, as you said, you don't usually give a ton of, like, you don't usually, you're down for the adventure, no matter what it ends up being. What if a DM was to give you a hook or like take something? What would that, like? What would be something that would catch your interest, or like be a story you didn't come in with the character, but like, oh, okay, I'm on board for this story we're telling with my character. I didn't expect it to go this way, but I'm in for it.
My storyteller for my very first Vampire the Masquerade, shout out Kelly. They gave me like, cuz I came in with a meathead. Like, I wanted to play a werewolf and vampire, so I played a gangrel, and I'm like, I'm the most fighty, tanky gangrel. Rawr. um and like, they gave me such an interesting little arc with my character, like backstory, because I didn't remember anything about my past. I drank it all away. Um and so I ended up finding out that I was chosen, um because of my size and my fervor for life. I was chosen to become a gangrel, to become a um guardian for the secret society.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, this is how I was turned. At the very first Oktoberfest. It is what it is. Um
Lot of things
and
happen Oktoberfest.
yes, so like, and I was not expecting that. Also found out, because I made the mistake of super succeeding on one of my roles, that I've fought in almost every conflict um since the very first Oktoberfest to like now. So I've been a perpetual soldier, an immortal perpetual soldier.
Hmm.
That it kind of just naturally came up that, like, my character became scared of water, just because, like, it was a 6 foot tall, very strong black man who's just traveled the world of Europe during a not great time, just finding conflicts. So I was like, okay, yeah, he just doesn't like water, and it tries to drink even though it does not agree with him,
Hmm.
like, on a physiological level. And it's like, figuring out why he was trying to forget was very, very interesting. Yeah, that was fun.
Okay.
And so, like, whenever a DM gives me like a hook of any kind, um I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I come from improv, like, um, granted, I took improv in like high school,
Uh-huh.
but like, I remember the yes and rule. So I was like, yeah, if you give me a hook, or you give me a like something that could potentially be interesting,
Yeah.
then I'm gonna take it and then run with it. Like, just like, give me a pirate, like, I give you that I'm a pirate.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you give me that I'm scared of water. I was like, cool, how did I become a pirate?
Okay.
We'll work it out, we'll make it work. Yeah. um yeah, and that's probably how I became successful in sneaking out of, like, situations. Like, oh, you guys are going on the water, I'ma just
I'll
cook
be.
needs me in the back, so I just I was moving your cannons. Like, I was busy, I'm doing my chores, sorry, I couldn't do it. um Yeah, I gladly take it into whatever character I have and just it's like, yep, and now this is why.
Okay. So do you prefer being a player or a DM?
Um it depends on the day, really.
Okay.
I like them both equally for different reasons. I love being a DM in that like I can like I have an idea for a story and then I just want to see my friends play around in this playground that I've created.
Okay.
This is the world and like this is the situation. How you guys gonna handle it? Um, I love being a player because just like being with my friends and I don't have to like I don't have to think too hard. It's like this is the situation I'm in, this is the character that I'm playing, and I just kind of embody that character.
Hmm.
And it's a nice little escape from life in general. And I get to be someone else. I get to be like an idealized version who is significantly flawed in some other way. Like because playing perfect characters is just really boring. So yeah, it's just like I like I like playing. I just like
Okay.
playing with my friends.
Yeah. When you are creating these worlds, because you said you like building worlds, and you've talked about your love for like unique animation styles, and it's kind of one of the things that drove you. Do you see like a synergy there and like wanting to create something unique and like mixing that your visual style with the narrative style of D&D or tabletop games?
Yeah. So every time that I play, I kind of visualize how we're playing, and that
Hmm.
kind of goes into like the way that I see the campaign. I played a mecha. I played a mecha game with shout out Foxy um on Neon Lights Roleplay. It was like my second game ever streamed, and I like the way that like Foxy DM'd that in my head. I could just see how it would be animated, and it was very um uh Gundam. It was
Okay.
very like it was very yeah, it was just very anime, very Gundam, very like I can see these action sequences and like this war story we're telling. On the flip side, my friend Paige, or Pluto,
Hmm.
when they were doing or when she was doing City of Mist, it was a very uh, it was like it was a strange mix because it was like half the crew was just reanimated gods and the other two were like the doctor. So it's just it was a weird mix, but like the animation style for that I would say would be like more not it would be like a harsher Scooby-Doo, like a
Okay.
newer style of Scooby-Doo. Um, in the way that like Invincible. It would be more Invincible than
Okay.
anything. And so like I like trying to visualize it. I couldn't possibly draw any of
Right.
these because I doodle at best.
Yeah.
I am not talented enough with the shapes and visualizing on paper what these would look like. But if I had all the money in the world, those would be the animation styles that I
Yeah.
would draw
Yeah.
on for different campaigns. And I'm like, that's cool. That's a nice little movie for my own head that I wish I could show other people, but I can't at the moment.
Do you
So
find you visualizing it in that medium influences the way you tell that story?
yes, most definitely. Because if I can visualize it, especially as a DM, or when I just have my turn, I like playing with like camera angles, and so
Yeah.
it narrows like my vocabulary. It influences not narrows it influences my vocabulary and what I draw attention to and how I put portray that for people
Hmm.
because like I want people to see what I see. Um, in this last in from the trophy gold thing, I'm playing a multiple amputee. He is a champion, former gladiator, just trying to dungeon dive, make a living, and retire.
Hmm.
But he's got this ability called Brimstone, where his missing hand comes back as like a flaming fist, and his missing foot comes back as a flaming foot.
Okay.
Um, and they were fighting this army of like uh stone people, stone statues that had come to life, and there was this monster in the background, and I went like I immediately went to, all right, I'm Theseus with my sword in one hand, a flaming fist in the other. Unfortunately, stone is immune to slashes, stabs, and fire, so I'm
Funny
like,
story.
great. So now I'm feeling pretty useless, but the way that I described it, it was just like, because my character was blind, I used a lot of just how he would have survived that audibly.
Mhm.
Like basically I was describing echolocation. My guy turned into Daredevil. I got really lucky with the roles.
Nice.
Um, Sorry, I have a backup character for for that one. I was like, with the way that this is going, yeah, I'm gonna need one. So yeah, like I try and take that into account, what the character sees, what the character's feeling, and like how I want to show them in action,
Mhm.
you know?
Okay. So as you kind of moved into your life now, and you're going to conventions now as more socially and whatnot, what has been the biggest difference between your con experience from when you were doing it professionally, or at least semi-professionally, to what it is now?
So I volunteer a lot at conventions. That's
Okay.
how I don't have to pay for the ticket.
Nice.
Um, yeah, no, con tickets are expensive. So yeah, volunteer. That's my advice for everyone. Volunteer at conventions. You'll find a track. Um, but now I do it in more of a way that it is still networking, but it doesn't feel so formal.
Right.
Like it's just, oh hey, I just got done with my shift, like, which was demoing games all day. Like, oh darn. I got to play the same game all day and like just play with new people who are walking around. And then afterwards I go to the Marriott or the Hilton or whatever hotel lobby we're meeting in and just meet up with my friends. It's like, oh hi, I saw you in that one show, or you are hanging out with my friend who you guys collabed together
Hmm.
and we collabed together. So like, what do you like about it? It's just you get to hang out with like-minded individuals who are also just as passionate about storytelling as you are.
Yeah.
um and they have their strengths and you have your strength, and then you get just to talking about projects and it just flows easier.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel super like, oh my god, I'm talking to like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's
It's
like
like, "Oh my
it
god, I
doesn't
love
feel
your
like that.
work. Oh, I love your work too. Hey, I would love to work with you. Here's my card." That's
Yeah,
yeah, that's
so
100%
it's
how it
so much
goes.
easier.
Um, so what are you then, like, working on now? I know you've got some upcoming projects we've talked about a little bit. What can you tell us about the things you're starting to get created?
Okay, so for the past 2 years I've been developing a card game called Back of House.
Mhm.
um and a trick taking card game. Well, it's like a matching card game where you guys play as um kitchen workers trying to fill as many orders before the kitchen runs out of food.
Mhm.
um I've been playtesting it. If you've seen me at a convention in the past 2 years, I've mentioned this. um and I decided to have that be my foray into being a game developer or a game designer.
Okay.
Um, I'm starting my own game company, and it's going to be called Casper Haunts. But also this year, I got it. The I got it in my head that I was going to make a comic book, and so it's just going. It's now a uh game company slash comic producer.
Okay.
our publisher. And um, the comic that I'm working on is coming out on Halloween because it's timing. I have not promoted that nearly enough, but it's called Meddling Kids Mysteries because it's my take on Scooby Doo,
Okay.
which I love Scooby Doo, but it's Scooby Doo if it was gay, like overtly gay,
Hmm.
and supernatural, and I mean like overtly, very openly supernatural. And I was like, okay, cool. And I finally found an artist because I had this idea for forever. Um, and like we're working out in trade because I'm broke. So I'm helping them write and format their comic because they've been doing it for forever and they're drawing mine. And I'm like, yay, artist
Okay.
supporting artist.
Nice. Love that.
Um, it's also how I'm getting Back of House off the ground. I finding artists online, trying to collaborate with them, and because like the mechanics I can do like a demo deck and make that, but I can't make it pretty.
Right.
So I've been working on that, and then that is going to launch. So Back of House launches, or the backer kit for Back of House launches in May of next year.
Okay.
So I'm very excited, and then I've also got other games lined up that I've been working on
Okay.
that are gonna come out eventually through Casper Haunts. So I'm gonna try and make that a thing.
What kind of inspired you to want to do all this and create this?
Um, Delusion.
Okay. Yep. That's
No,
that works for most of
not
us.
yeah, not just that. It was I've always loved the idea of being my own boss
Yep.
and doing something creative with my life. I wanted to have a production company so I could just shoot my own shows and release them and have them be a thing. But production companies are hella expensive. Um, and gaming companies are less so.
Okay.
At least at least the way that I want to do it is less so. And I know I want to do it right, but I'm also kind of making things up as I go.
Hmm.
Um, and learning from as many people as I can, because there are so many people in this space that are also writers and game developers, and they have amazing ideas. And just being able to sit and talk to someone and be like, hey, so this is my idea and this is how I want the mechanics to work out. How would you do it? And I'm out here and receiving that, and then being able to pick apart what I like and what I don't like, and
Right.
develop things is like, I'm very collaborative when it comes to creation. And as a writer, it's a lot of the times it can be a solo journey.
Uh-huh.
Um, so I like reaching out as much as possible, even if it's just like coexisting in the space with somebody. Um, to be like just to bounce off ideas off of. I enjoy that very much. I try and make my writing and my creativity as collaborative as possible.
Okay. Do you kind of want to ask this? What do you see Casper Hunt's kind of like grow? What is your goal for it? What do you want? What do you want to become?
So I want it to be profitable enough
Hmm.
to just take care of myself and my family.
Hmm.
And like make sense for me to go to cons just regularly and be like, hey, this is our this is our lineup, this is what we want to do. I don't want to like have to I'm not out here trying to compete with Hasbro or
Right.
something, but I want my games to be able to be like one of the like a cheap, or like a good not a cheap, but a good alternative for um like family game nights. Like I
Okay.
want it to be like a staple game on game night. Um, right now, Back of House is designed to be like the type of game that you pull out instead of playing on your phone, you're playing a card game while you're waiting for your food to come up after the waiter came by and was like, hey guys, how can I help you? You got your order? I'm gonna go put that in. And then so you have this game that you can play with your kids if you have them, or your friends if you have them. Um, uh, just at the table, really quick. Like, that's what the base game is. The expansions that I have for it are turn back of house into a quick, fun family game, into more of like Uno No Mercy.
Okay.
Uh, it adds a level of strategy that can make it more competitive and more cutthroat. I want Casper Haunts to be like a staple in, and I don't mean this to limit myself, but this is my frame of reference.
Uh-huh.
In like Black family game nights.
Okay.
Like how Black folks have dominoes and really competitive Uno and spades. I want Casper Haunts to have games like that. Played at cookouts and family get-togethers and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Again, not singling other people out.
Listen,
I'm just,
you
that's my frame of reference.
you ain't singling nobody
So
out. When I was my entire Marine Corps career was playing spades with the boys.
yeah,
So,
it's crazy. Like, people get so passionate about simple card games, and I love that
yeah.
because that's what I was introduced to as my family. Like, we had family game night, and it was either spades or Yahtzee or Clue, which my mom was amazing at, or Monopoly, which my brother loves for some horrible reason. I hate Monopoly so much. Or like Uno.
Yeah.
And it's just like, hey, I see you're trying to do something. Not today. Like situations like that. I live for situations like that because it it breeds community for me.
Mhm.
Um it just speaks to community for me, and I am here just trying to make community everywhere I go. It's hard out here. So you get just have friends.
Why what do you what MMA. What is it about wanting to build a community that kind of draws you in there? Like, what is it about that community building aspect that you seem to enjoy doing?
I That's an excellent question. I like uplifting my friends.
Hmm.
That also that makes me very happy. Um I I also don't mind when my friends uplift me, even though I'm still getting used to that. But I've always just wanted to have like a community, a space where I can be safe in myself.
Hmm.
Um and like everybody has that fantasy of just like, hey, I'm going to just get all my friends together, we're going to buy a plot of land and just build a community. I've looked into that to a degree that might be concerning. Like
I have a real estate agent, so I don't want. Let's not get into this.
yeah, it's like so I'm like I'm looking for like plots of lands. Like, how can we be a self-sufficient
Hmm.
community? How
Hmm.
much
Yep.
water would we actually need if it was just, yeah.
How
Like
do I
I've
build
been
a solar panel?
yeah, it's like I've been on Survivor like type of shit, and I'm like, I don't even like hiking, and I'm looking into these things.
Yep.
So it's like, how do I make internet? Kind of like if society was to collapse, how do I get that back? Um, but like I've always loved the idea of just finding a place where I don't have to really deal with the outside world. If I
Right.
could buy an island with all the infrastructure already taken care of, and like move my friends there and move the family that I like there,
Hmm.
um, and just like exist in that space and not really have to deal with the outside world. I'm gonna say the Amazons had it right. Like we don't need to worry about y'all. Like Wakanda before before Killmonger did his thing, like just we're isolated. We're an
Yeah,
isolated community. Y'all can fuck around and find out. We're happy here.
right. Leave me alone. I'll
But
leave you alone. We're good.
basically, yeah. And I think that really came to a head for me during the pandemic where I was
Yeah,
like, oh, I'm alone.
yeah,
I'm alone for 2 years with just me and my dog. And I'm not losing my mind because I'm still connected to people online
yeah.
and I learned so much. I can live like this.
I'm good.
I'm
We can run that
so
back.
good. Like, bring it back. Like, the earth was healing. Like, come on.
Yeah.
We were so fine. But
Um,
yeah, that's yeah, I really love community. As long as like just I'm just a kid out here trying to find family.
yeah.
But
So,
yes, I do love
so
the
what you're
sound effects
saying
intro.
is you play the same character as that you are living. It's you you just come in there into a space, you try to lift up everyone around you, yes, and you just live in that
Yeah,
life.
I'm not a great actor. I play true to myself,
Yep.
and I play characters that are also true to me. I find it very difficult to branch out and play other types of characters. And I never said I was an actor, so
That's on
I
you.
don't have to be. The fact that you assume I'm one is all you.
So, what can we expect from Casper Haunts in like what are you trying to put forward? What can people support you with? How can people support you? What does that look like for you?
um Support right now is literally just following the socials and the teaser page for my backer kit, which is up, by the way. It's on my link tree.
Mhm.
Also, money is great. We all live in a capitalist hellscape, so donating to the Ko-Fi would love you forever. um yes. But besides that, it's just the end game for Casper Haunts is I'm going to launch Back of House this year.
Okay.
Back of House next year, in May. I'm launching Meddling Kids Mysteries this year, on Halloween because I love Halloween. Um, and for like, if you guys want to check out a really gay version of Scooby Doo or legally distinct Scooby Doo, I like. Please, I'm gonna have a digital version. I'm going to do my own first printing of it. Like if you want a physical copy, um, I want like I'm very selfish with Casper Haunts. I'm working on my own projects. I have 3 more games lined up that I'm working on,
Okay.
that I'm gonna start play testing and have those out so it's not just back of house. Only 2 of them so far are food related. The other ones I branch out into like creepier things. I can give you so there's back of house, which is my food one, order up, which is another food one. I spent 10 years in a kitchen,
Mhm.
so I'm like relying on that experience and
Play to your
like if
strengths.
yeah, but I've spent over like 20 years being just a creepy person. So I'm I've also got like holiday hunting season, which is you're on the hunt to like nab a Claus, a
Okay.
Santa Claus. But you have to avoid Krampus, and you have to avoid the Yeti, and you have to avoid elves. So it's a quick little card game where you're literally just like grabbing supplies, trying to hunt down a Santa Claus. Um, and that like I'm thinking of just like family fun games. Most of these games I had designed for my niece and nephew in mind,
Uh-huh.
and like my god kids, and they're very young.
Right.
They range from like 2 to, oh shoot, she's like what, 11 now. So like these are young-ish kids, and
Yeah.
I want them to like I want these like I designed these games and their cases to be durable and family resistant or like kid resistant.
Right.
Um, so like that's where I'm kind of going. Like if you've never worked in food service, back of house will give you that experience to make you at least a little bit
Just
um
angry.
like it just make you deal with like working with other people who may sometimes be out to sabotage you a little bit. Um like at first order up, it's a competitive just stacking game. So it's just my version of slapjack. Basically, you're building
Okay.
sandwiches. Um and then I'm also in the very beginnings of working on a trading card game called The Village, which is a mix of oh snap, what is it? Betrayal at House on the Hill and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm working out those mechanics, but yeah, I
Okay.
so like as my company is going to grow because she will.
Hmm.
As my company grows, the games that I release are going to be a little bit more complicated,
Uh-huh.
and I do want to branch out into doing video games, but tiny little independent ones.
Okay.
I'm not looking to make a AAA game.
Right.
I'm just out here. If I do a digital version of the games I've already worked out, then I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I'm just out here trying to like I'm trying to assemble a team of of game designers and game developers of who kind of have like the same vision that I do, of like, because I know so many amazing people who just they don't know how to do it in their own, like they don't know how to launch their own games,
Right.
or they're too nervous to do it on them by themselves. And I'm like, cool, I'm already doing the heavy lifting for myself.
Yeah.
So if somebody has a game, like down the road, I want to be able to provide an opening to be like, hey, you don't have to go to the big companies or
Right.
try and pitch big companies. Like, I am here to help you. And like, just because like I'll take care of printing, all that other stuff. You guys can, I'm not out here to try and make money. Like, I'll make money on my own games and on my own stuff.
Yeah.
So I want to be an option for people to be like, oh dog, not oh dog, but I have ADHD. I want to be I eventually want to be an option for people to be like, hey, I have a card game, and doing card games on your own is hard, and it's not for like broke bitches like myself, but I'm already doing it, so I'm here to help. And I like sharing knowledge, so I don't like to gatekeep, and I want to
What do
be
you
able to do that.
what do you feel like kind of motivates you to do something like that? To be this like person that you I don't know. I'm seeing a very consistent through line through everything we've talked about is like
Thank you.
you are like this person that wants to be like a pillar to support people to do things, whether they're telling stories or making money or doing whatever. What kind of motivates you to kind of do that thing? Because it can be very thankless. So what is that like motivation for you?
I'm an older sibling.
Hmm.
So I'm used to being out here supporting, and like in my friend group, I've always been one of the older people taking care of people.
Hmm.
Um, and I just I don't mind doing that.
Right.
Like, I as long as my people are okay,
Yeah.
I have absolutely no problems. Like, I don't have to be at the forefront. I'm
Right.
really good at just like propping other people up as much as possible.
Yeah. Your win
I
is my
I
win.
yeah, I really really enjoy that.
Yeah.
And I'm very particular, or I've gotten very particular about the people that I let into my circle because of that reason. Um like it I if the vibes are off, the vibes are off.
Right.
And I won't like uh I I'm very quick to like cut people out who need to be cut out. Because I've been through certain situations where it's like I feel you sapping the energy from me. I feel you being that like vampire right
Yeah.
now. And um I I don't have time for that anymore.
Yeah.
Like life is short and so am I. So we're out here just I don't have time for it. I don't have time or space. So I don't deal with it. And yeah, if I'm like I give people 110%.
Yeah.
I try to. I give as much as I can without draining myself.
Hmm.
Which is a fun little thing to learn. Um, I don't know. I've always ended up like taking care of people because I
Yeah.
don't like people suffering.
So I have a personal question then. As
Yeah.
someone who very much is in the same way, it's like I don't need to be the person, but I'll support all of my friends doing these things. How do you, because this is something I've struggled with, is how do you, I mean, we all see with these people that are draining us or trying to take our energy or do whatever. At what point do you say you're just hurting me, or like maybe like what you're doing is worth the drain? I don't know. It's weird. I don't know how to word that. You know what I'm trying to
It's
say?
yeah. Um, I I will say that I let people know I am not nice. That's
Yeah.
why I am Casper the NB ghost. I am not Casper the friendly ghost.
Hmm.
I am not a nice person. I will
Hmm.
be polite. I will be respectful as long as you are respectful to me.
Yeah.
Um, I will be a lot of other adjectives like caring and kind. But I am not nice. Uh, so if you disrespect me or if I'm feeling disrespected or I feel like you're taking more than I am willing to give or something like that or like energy wise or anything, then I will let you know with a quickness.
Hmm.
If you do not address your behavior and change it for the better, then I will dump you with a quickness.
Hmm.
Um, like I don't I used to give like 3 strikes and you're out, like
Right.
old time baseball rules, but nah, I gave you a warning. If you don't want to heed that warning, that's a you problem. I do not I don't take responsibility for other people's emotions.
Yeah.
Um, I don't have the time or space to do that anymore. So I will be responsible for myself, how I'm feeling in a situation. If I don't like the situation, then I will remove myself from the situation. Um, yeah, that's my best advice. If you feel that if you feel you're putting in too much work for a situation and it's giving you nothing, it's giving you crumbs back, don't do it. Move on to something
Hmm.
that is worth your time.
Okay. So what advice would you have then for people that are trying to, getting off the less personal stuff?
Yeah.
What advice
Okay.
would you have for people that are like trying to create games or create a business and trying to navigate these sort of things? What advice would you have for those people that are just getting started or wanting to get started in that sort of thing?
Start small.
Hmm.
Don't go ham. Uh, I for make do your research on the actual like the actual costs that it takes to get started because I didn't do that. Uh, I found out how much an LLC was. I replied and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Now what I'm gonna do with it?"
Yep.
Um, have an actual game plan before you get started. That includes social media and marketing, which is not one of my strengths. I don't have that. Um, so I'm out here struggle busting that that regard. But like your business is only good if people actually hear about it. So have a game plan for that.
Uh-huh.
And like once the people hear about it, and if you like you have a good idea, you have enough money to do your good idea, so you're not just like throwing money at the wall, trying like hoping for like grants or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, like then you should be fine. I think there was only one misstep that I did in my thing, and that was like going like trying to get grants very quickly to set up my business. Grants don't work like that. Grants take like a year or like 6 months to a year to get money. So don't count on that if you want to do it really quickly, like me, the impulsive one. Um uh Other than that, like I'm very lucky in that I have a supportive partner who is basically my glucose guardian until my business gets off the ground.
Uh-huh.
Because right now I'm also doing like survival jobs and stuff, which is just draining. But make sure you're in a decent place to start a business. And if you're not, then you can struggle bus it like me. But if you're just bound and determined to like, I want to do this, but you can also like have your games out there without it being formally organized. Like
Uh-huh.
I wrote some stuff on itch. They were like hacks of games, and I put them on itch. um I don't do a lot of promotion for that because I've established I'm terrible at promoting. But yeah, you can have an audience, and then later on get your LLC and organize it into a thing. And like when you hit a certain point, you can be like, oh, now the government can actually tax me for this, so
Right.
I might as well organize and have it be a thing. um but up until that point, you don't really need to worry about it. Like if you're a baby just starting out, this is not legal advice. Please
Oh,
don't, if
yeah.
it's not
None of this
great,
is
please don't
financial
follow it.
advice.
Oh,
uh,
please.
these are
I
anecdotal
am the
stories, and
worst.
none of this is considered financial advice.
Yeah, like I am the worst person for financial advice. Please don't follow me. Um but yeah. Um my thing is just have a plan,
Hmm.
which is uh I would have, if I had to start over, and if I had to start over and restart my business, I'd have a plan and um have some seed money or set aside for it.
Hmm.
But I can't go back in time, so right now I just struggle paycheck to paycheck to figure out what my next step is.
Okay.
But I do have a goal, and I am very stubborn, so I will meet my goal eventually.
All right. As we're kind of getting ready to wrap up, I always have a couple questions that I like to ask. The first one being, are there any dream projects or collaborations that you'd like to pursue in the future?
Yeah, if I could be on D20 or work with literally anybody on the D20 cast, or like Dimension 20,
Oh, okay.
Critical Role would be awesome. But if I could just work for Dropout
Yeah.
eventually, that'd be so cool. Um, I'd be very happy with that. Actually, that's my dream. Like literally anybody off of Dropout, anybody from D20, I'd be happy.
Okay. Then has there been a pivotal moment or turning point in your career that's kind of shaped the way you are approach content creation and the things you create?
Uh, yeah, actually. Not so much a turning point, but like a viewpoint change.
Hmm.
I when so like I had a TikTok coming out, like when it first came out, and it was very unhealthy for me, and I was like, well, must delete because this is just sapping all joy.
Hmm.
Now when I do it, I'm just like, hey, funny video, throw it up there, forget about it, and look back at it again. I was like, oh, people liked it, people saw it. Hey, so I don't take things nearly as personally, for on social media as far as content creation. Um, Would I like to get better and more organized with it? Yes, but I could say that about a lot of things. This is my life as an ADHD person. Let's go. Schedule, I don't know her. But uh other than that, figuring out what I wanted to do, because when I first got started in tabletop, I was just like, yes, to all of it,
Right.
to everything. Let's go. Um Now I'm narrowing it down to figuring out where I want to fit in the community and the types of games that I want to play.
Okay.
Um and the types of games that I want to put out. Um I'm falling more into a producer space, and uh player space. Sorry. Um a producer space, a player space. Yeah, I don't see me DMing a lot of games. I have a bunch of stories that I want to tell,
Uh-huh.
but I don't have the brand space to do it at this time in the way that that I want it to be done.
Right.
Because I have like a vision of like how I want how I want it to be, and I will not settle for anything less
Yep.
because I am stubborn. So
What has been like one of your games that you've played on across the various channels? Like, what has that table been? Who have you played with? What about that story is indicative of the stories you enjoy telling as a player?
I'm gonna say it's Batty Bards.
Okay.
That was my most emotional table, and it was International Teas, which was is an original game written by Blue, and Bree. Um, their real name should come to me, but I know them as Blue and Bree, so that's all I got. Um, they wrote it together, and then we play tested it with Alex and them, Alex, Blue, Bree, and myself, and it was all about show. Oh, and Ava, Madame Ava Couture. Um, all of us played together, and it was a beautiful experience. It was a character that was least like me.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I felt very safe at that table. I would 1,000% hop on that table with any of them again. I love every single one of them. It was an all black table. It was one of my first all black tables. Um, and it was strangely like it did a lot of stuff with like gender and stuff that made me feel still like very euphoric, and I was like, okay, I like this. And it was a very very fun game. I don't know if it's up, but if it is, look it up, like it, watch us get emotional. I cried a couple times after. I don't think I cried during gameplay because I was playing a cunt, but but afterwards, like during the debrief, I was like, ugh, these
Yeah.
are walls. We're breaking them down. Let's go. And it was very cathartic. I loved it.
Let me just shout out that table again so people can look it up.
Yeah, Batty Bards. Hell yeah.
There you go. Okay. All right. Then I'm going to ask you the last question I have. This is the question we post on TikTok. So, oh, let me get ready. Oh, cat.
Okay, hang on.
Yep. Yep. Oh, that was a good one. I heard it. Uh,
Yeah.
Casper, what message or impact do you hope to leave on the geek space through your content?
Um, the message or content that I want to leave. I'm not trying to be out here being a pillar of the community, but I want to provide a space where everyone feels welcome. Um, Let me rephrase. I want to provide a space that everyone who's not an asshole feels welcome. As long as you're true to yourself and being like a decent human being, um, then you have a space at my table. Um, but like I uh, I will remind the world that I am not nice. I don't tolerate disrespect. I don't tolerate mostly the disrespect. As long as you respect other people and are being honest, then you have a place at my table, and I will fight tooth and nail for that. I just on geekdom, I want to be known for that. It's like no matter where I fall, you can like me, you can not like me, that's fine. Um, but know that I will be myself as I will be true to myself, and I will be honest. Like I'm gonna be honest and I'm going to be consistent. Like I let people know where they stand with me. So if that's that's what I want to leave on the geek space. Like that's my stamp. You know,
Okay.
you'll know where you stand.
Okay. Amazing. This has been an amazing interview. Thank you so much for joining me,
Thank
Casper. I
you.
think this has been phenomenal.
Thank
We
you.
we are gonna open up the chat to viewer questions. While those viewer questions come in, we're gonna switch over to our dicey questions segment. These are 20 random questions determined by D20 roll. Casper, do you have a D20?
Yes, I do, my chunky boy.
Why don't you give that chunky boy a roll and let me know what you get?
Natural 20, baby.
All right. If you have to give a
Let's get
presentation
started.
with
Let's
no
go.
prep time, what is your chosen subject?
Oh, if I have to do what with no prep time?
A presentation.
Oh, give me werewolves. Werewolves for 500, Alex. The more specifically, the history of werewolves and shapeshifters in cinema.
Okay. I need deets. Give me this
No, I
presentation. What does this mean? What about that?
oh,
What
I'm
happened?
giving it to you right now. Okay. So, I love werewolves. And so you're gonna start like you start off with the Wolfman, and like no prep time. God damn it. I would start off with the Wolfman and how it's basically just very queer coded and how that goes through. Um, I don't want to give a whole.
No.
Now I'm
I don't need
nervous.
the five. I don't need the 5 minutes. I just want to know, like, what about
Oh, I love
werewolves?
I love werewolves and I love shapeshifters, and it like they can represent everything from um like queerdom to transitioning to man versus nature and everything like that, and how that has been portrayed across the cinematic medium in all forms. um is I love that. I I I love werewolves very much. So much so they're tattooed on my body and are predominantly displayed on my walls.
Do you have a favorite movie that represents werewolves the best, do you think?
I've got two.
Okay.
Um, I've got three technically, but Ginger Snaps, absolutely adore Ginger Snaps. They use werewolf as a metaphor for a girl becoming a woman and getting her period. Then it's the Howling, which is a classic. I just love the effects that they did in that one. There is a message behind it, but it's more just I love the effects of Rick Barker doing that. He also did American Werewolf in London. He
Okay.
did not do Paris. But my third one would be Underworld, which is basically a Romeo and Juliet retelling of forbidden love between vampires and werewolves.
Okay. Remember, you can
Like
type your you can type your questions in to the chat while we're going through this. If you can go ahead and give me another D20 roll.
let's go.
What, Harley?
13.
Favorite version or depiction of time travel?
Favorite version or depiction of time travel?
I told you these were random questions.
Yeah, favorite version or depiction of time travel. Okay. Um, I'm gonna go with Back to the Future because I can't honestly think of a different one right now. But going back, I mean, Back to the Future in a DeLorean, like it's Fast and the Furious, but make it time travel. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Give me another D20 roll.
4.
Okay. Who is your favorite character in sci-fi or fantasy?
Um, Besides Captain Janeway and Seven of Nine, I hate that she's a cop, but Nicole Hott from Winona Earp.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a terrible cop, which is like the only like a benefit. But other than that, she's a sheriff's deputy in this town called Purgatory. sh- she's the she's the epitome of protective girlfriend. I adore her.
Okay.
I mostly love the headcanon that she ends up being a werewolf, but that's not canon, so I'm just gonna whatever. But I love her. She's amazingly written. And I love her story. She doesn't end up being like a sidekick or anything. She's still a badass after she's gone through so much. I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
Okay.
So
All right. All right. Well, I'll let I won't dig too much in then. Um, all right, give me one more D20 roll and then we can start to get ready to wrap up here.
all right, 14.
Are you a PC or a console gamer?
PC.
Why?
Because I can afford a PC. I already bought one, and my Steam is here. I can also find free games on Steam. So
Okay.
yeah. I've never been a console gamer. I've been trash at console gaming. We grew up with like a Dreamcast and a GameCube, and I was crap at all of them. I would watch my brother play, so I'm like, oh, cool. And then I got into like PC. Um, I got a gaming computer, and I was like, this is easier.
Okay.
So, I'm still not great at gaming. But point and click are with a mouse is so much easier than toggle with like controls and shit.
Fair
So I
enough.
was like, yeah.
Is there a game you're looking forward to that's coming out?
The Jurassic Park survival game.
Okay.
I love dinosaurs.
Okay. Not Evolution 3. You want the survival one.
I want the survival horror game. I
Okay.
will die so many times. Um, but it brings us back to Isla Nublar after like the day after the event, and I was like, yo, I love the first movie so much.
Yeah.
um I just love Jurassic Park. I love dinosaurs. um but yeah, that first movie is incredible, and
Mhm.
so go back into that atmosphere, and especially as a horror game,
Yeah.
as the book should have, like as the movie should have been. um to be fair, if it was horror, then I probably wouldn't love it as much because I wouldn't have been introduced to it at such a young age. um but yeah, a horror version of Jurassic Park is what the franchise needs,
Yeah.
honestly.
Isn't that what they
So
tried
yeah.
to do with the new movie? I didn't see the new movie yet, so
I haven't watched the new movie yet, only because like I'm Jurassic Worlded out.
yeah.
Um, Jurassic Park all day long. Even Jurassic Park 3, I'll suffer through it. Um, it's just I've gotten I I get more joy out of dinosaur documentaries than I get out of watching Jurassic now. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't need to go back.
Did you see what was it, Primitive War?
Not yet, but I know everything about
Okay.
it.
I've seen the trailer. I haven't seen the movie yet. That looks good,
as soon as
tentatively.
I as soon as I find the movie,
Yeah.
and I like and it like it's around me because it's not around me yet, and it's
Yeah.
not on any streaming service I have yet. I was like, as soon as I find it,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ham
Yeah.
on Primitive War.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
Yeah. That's one of the ones I'm looking forward to. Okay. Well, Casper, we have no questions.
Okay.
Which means that's good. We answered every question people may have. So go ahead and let everyone know where they can find you, what you're going to be at next. What are you doing?
So Oh, see everybody. My name is Casper, and you can find me at Casper DANB Ghost. That is Casper Danby Ghost on all the socials. Or Casper underscore haunts on Instagram. Um, I am going to be on High Shelf Collective, um, with their Trophy Gold game, Roots of Kaldar, and I think every Tuesday, if not every other Tuesday. I've got a game coming up on Starcrawl. I've got a couple games coming up on Starcrawl. One that I'm DMing, another one I'm in player. Once I have more details on that, I will absolutely let you know. In October in person, I'm going to be at LugCon down here in Atlanta, or in Georgia. So if you're around, come say hi, come play back of house with me. Or if everything goes to plan, come get an advanced copy, physical copy, signed by me, the writer, and the artist of Meddling Kids Mysteries. That would be cool. Other than that, yeah, you can find me on the internet haunting all of the channels.
Fantastic. All right, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for joining me. I think next week I'm going to be interviewing a voice actor, so stick around
That's
for
cool.
the details on that on the socials. Um, we are going to raid out to someone. I don't know who yet. We'll see who's live, but I've got nothing else. If you've got nothing else, remember, we love you, geeks. Good night.